A very good morning to everyone. I am Dr. Ajay Singh Shekhawat. I welcome all the people who join this digital platform on the occasion of 6th International Day of Yoga. As you know, because of this COVID pandemic situation, we are celebrating 6th International Day of Yoga just to avoid mass gathering and keep ourselves safe from COVID virus. Generally, we follow the same common yoga protocol which is designed by the yoga expert of India. This program is very popular program all across the world and adoptable by majority of people irrespective of their age and gender. Very simple asanas incorporate in this yoga program. But if still anybody feel any difficulty in performing any asanas, I request such people to please stop in between, take rest, just watch the asanas. Here, learning is more important than doing. Once you learn the asanas, you can practice on regular basis. And any person who is having any medical ailment, they can go as per their doctor advice. So before starting our yoga session, I would like to discuss one more thing which is related to yoga and this COVID pandemic situation. As we all know, the COVID virus generally attacks on our respiratory system. हमारे श्वसन तंत्र के ऊपर अटैक करता है. Here what I want to discuss is how the COVID virus, what the COVID virus do actually on what effect he put on our respiratory system and how yoga is helpful in this scenario. So when a person get infected from COVID virus, the COVID virus, here I will not go much deep in anatomy and physiology of respiratory system, but superficially I will touch. The COVID virus kills type 2 pneumocystis in the alveoli. Alveoli is a air sacs present in our lungs, which is responsible for exchange of gases, where the pulmonary ventilation takes place inside our lungs. So because of the COVID virus, it kills type 2 pneumocystis, and type 2 pneumocystis is responsible for produce a compound which we call surfactant. Because of that surfactant compound, our alveoli contract and expand. Its elasticity maintained because of this surfactant compound, and it stopped producing because of this COVID virus. And what happen अगर उसका प्रोडक्शन रुक जाता है इस सर्फेक्टेंट कंपाउंड का, then movement of alveoli is also stopped, or we can say partially stopped. And when the movement of wall of the alveoli is stopped, there is a accumulation of thickness of layer inside the alveoli, which leads to the disturbance in exchange of gases. जब एक थिक उसकी जो बड़ी बहुत थिन लेयर होती है जहाँ पे एक्सचेंज ऑफ गैसेस टेक प्लेस होता है, बिकॉज ऑफ दिस कोविड वायरस दैट लेयर गेट थिकर, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस थिकनेस लेयर द एब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ ऑक्सीजन इट्स रेस्ट्रिक्टेड. हमारे शरीर के अंदर ऑक्सीजन की कंजप्शन की कैपेसिटी कम हो जाती है. बट one peculiar thing about COVID virus is it does not affect our respiratory system. Exhalation of carbon dioxide does not affect up to some time. This symptom is just like a common pneumonia, but generally in this situation we call COVID pneumonia. And what happen when in our body the oxygen saturation level goes down up to 10 or 20%, we feel shortness of breath. But in COVID pneumonia situation, we don't feel shortness of breath. And when it goes up to 50% or less than 50%, then a person feels shortness of breath, then he need to the rush to the doctor. Here what I want to discuss is how yoga help in this situation. Generally we know the benefits of yoga, it's a numerous benefit. But here I am talking to especially in relation to our respiratory system. When we do asanas, when we perform pranayams, our respiratory muscles that we call diaphragm and intercostal muscles, it gets strengthened. And because of that strengthening of that respiratory muscles, we can forcefully inhale and exhale. And because of this forcefully inhalation and exhalation, our alveoli, which is present in our lungs, get activated. Generally, all the alveoli are not activated during normal situation, but when we do exercise, when we do breathing exercise, cardio workout, pranayam, our alveoli get active. And that activated alveoli helps in fighting COVID virus. And of course, it's also helpful in boosting our immunity system. So this knowledge I want to share with you people because these days because of this COVID pandemic situation, and whatever I am speaking, all this based on the study conducted in China by the pulmonary pathologist. So here let's start our yoga session. We'll start our yoga session with mantra chanting, and after that we'll follow some warm up, or we can say chalan kriya and yogasanas. So I request all the people to sit straight, keep your back straight, both the arms in, you can put in Gyan Mudra. Simply close your eyes and repeat after me. Om Sehna Bhavatu Sehno Bhunatyu Sah Viryam Karvavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu Mahavidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now relax and slowly open your eyes. Now time for chalan kriya, or we can say warm up. I request everyone to stand up. So in chalan kriya we'll start our warm up with neck movement. Just stand feet comfortably apart. Put your both arms on your waist. We will start with neck movement. So just breathe out and go down. Try to touch your chin on the chest. Maintain for 2 to 3 seconds. Breathe in and stretch back. Breathe out. Stretch your neck back. Try to feel stretching on front part of the neck. Again breathe out and come back to starting position. Now right and left twisting. Now turn your neck towards right side. Stretch as much as you can. Breathe out and come back. Repeat this and left side also. Just breathe out, turn towards your left side. Stretch maximum, maintain 3 to 5 seconds. Breathe out and relax. Now side bendings. Same in this, we'll start with right side. Just bend your neck, right side. Try to touch your ear to your shoulder. Feel the stretch towards left side of your neck. Maintain this position for 3 to 5 seconds. Breathe in and come back. Now left side. Again bend left side. Again try to touch your ear to your shoulder. Breathe in and come back. Now neck rotation. Those who are having the severe cervical spondylitis, I request such people to please don't do this exercise. And in neck rotation, just bend down your neck, touch your chin to your chest and rotate clockwise. And this rotation, breathe in while coming down, breathe out and come to starting position. And now left side again, rotate anti-clockwise while coming down, breathe in and come to starting position. Now next is shoulder or trunk movement. Again stand feet comfortably apart, raise your arms up to shoulder level, both the palm facing each other. Now you have to turn your upper body towards right side and turn as much as possible you can till your left hand touches to your shoulder. So we'll start, just breathe out and turn as much as you can. Maintain for 3 to 5 seconds. Breathe in and come back to starting position. We'll repeat same movement left side also. Now turn left side, breathe out. Try to turn back as much as you can go. Touch your right hand to your shoulder. Try to look back. Maintain this position for 3 to 5 seconds. Slowly breathe out and come back to starting position. Put your hands down and relax. Now next is knee movement. In knee movement again, lift your arms up to shoulder level. Both the arms should be parallel to each other, palm facing downward. Now in this position, just go down up to half squats position. Maintain this position for 3 to 5 seconds and come up slowly. And those who are having knee arthritis, they can stop or they can take rest. So just raise your arms up, palm facing downward, breathe out and go down. Maintain for 5 seconds, breathe in and come back to starting position. We'll repeat same movement once again. Again, raise your arms up to shoulder level, palm facing downwards, breathe out, go down, breathe in and come back to starting position. Now it's time for asanas. So we'll start with standing posture asanas. And for asanas, stand in comfortable position, feet 2 to 3 inches apart. First we'll go for Tadasana. In Tadasana, just stretch your arms, interlock your finger, stretch your finger out, stretch your finger out, stretch your arms, raise your heel up, raise your heel off the ground. Maintain this position up to 3 to 5 seconds. Slowly breathe out and come back to starting position. We'll repeat once again. Just raise your arms, interlock your finger, stretch your finger outside, breathe in, stretch your arms up, raise your heel off the floor, stretch up, again maintain this final position, breathe out and come back to starting position. Next asana is Vrakshasana. In Vrakshasana, again stand feet comfortably apart. Now lift your right leg and place right foot on your inside of your thigh. Your heel should touch your perineum. Try to maintain your balance. Just breathe out. Stretch your arms up. Join your palms. Both the hands should be Namaskar Mudra. Maintain this posture, final position. 3 to 5 seconds. Breathe out and come back to starting position. We'll repeat same asanas other side also. So lift your left leg up. Again put your left foot inside your right thigh. Again heel touch to your perineum. Maintain the balance. Breathe in. Join your hands in Namaskar Mudra. Maintain this position. And slowly breathe out. Come back to starting position. Next asana is Padhastasana. And this asanas we will bend forward as much as we can go and maintain this position. So stand in comfortable position, both the feet together. Stretch your arms, breathe in, palm facing outward. Breathe out and slowly go down. Try to touch your toe. If you can touch your forehead on the knee, try to touch your forehead on the knee. Maintain this position for 3 to 5 seconds. Keep your knee straight. While coming back, inhale, exhale, and come to the resting position. Now next is Ardha Chakrasana. In Ardha Chakrasana, again stand comfortably. There should be shoulder width gap between your foot. Place your both the palm on back side near your lower back and breathe out and stretch your back. Now try to go back as much as you can go. Maintain this position for 3 to 5 seconds. Inhale and come back. Relax and come to resting position. Next asana is Trikonasana. Spread your legs. You can spread up to 2 shoulder width distance. And Trikonasana will start with right side. While performing the right side, you have to toe pointing little bit on 45 angle, pointing outward. And Trikonasana, lift your both the arms by the side of your body, parallel to the shoulder, and bend towards right side. Try to touch your toe with your right hand. Try to keep your knee straight. The left hand should be straight, pointing towards the sky, and try to look towards your left thumb. Maintain this position for 3 to 5 seconds and come back to starting position. Now we'll repeat same asana in left side also. So breathe out, go down, left side. Again touch your toe with your left hand. Again both the arms should be in straight line. Look towards your right thumb. Breathe in and come back to resting position. Now let's move to the sitting posture asanas. I request everybody to sit down. Sit in long sitting position, both the arms at the back. This in yoga language we call Dandasana, or we can say long sitting posture. It is very comfortable asana. Anybody can sit in this posture, feel very relaxed. So in sitting posture asanas, first we will start with Bhadrasana. In Bhadrasana, fold your both the legs, join the foot of the palm and bring your heel as close as possible. Try to touch your heel on perineum region. Upper back straight. Maintain this. This is final position of Bhadrasana. Maintain this position for 5 to 10 seconds. And breathe out and relax. Sit in comfortable position. Next asana is Ardha Ustrasana. In Ardha Ustrasana, you have to bend your both the knee. Come in Vajrasana first. I think most of the people know Vajrasana is the only asana we can perform after our meal. It's a very good asana for digestion. So come to the Vajrasana position. You can see in this angle also. And for Ardha Ustrasana, just come on your knee, come to the kneel down position. Put your both the palm on your hip and try to bend your body at the back. Maintain this position. For 3 to 5 seconds. Breathe out and come back to starting position. And again leave your Vajrasana and come back to Dandasana, here you can say long sitting position. Our next asana is Paschimottanasana. In Paschimottanasana, same long sitting position. Just stretch your arm up. You have to breathe out and go down. Try to go down as much as you can go. The people who are having the severe low back problem, I request such people to please avoid these asanas. So start, breathe in, stretch your both arm up, breathe out, go down, try to hold your thumb, try to touch your forehead to your knee. Maintain this asana for 3 to 5 seconds. Breathe in, breathe out, and come back to starting position and relax in Dandasana. Relax for a while. Now let's switch to the prone position asana. We'll start with Bhujangasana. Just lie down in prone position. Both the arms cross like this and put your head on the hands. Leg comfortably apart. Just relax your body. Now in Bhujangasana, we'll start with Bhujangasana. Bring your both the arms, put your palms by the side of your chest, just under your shoulder. Lift your upper body up to the navel region. The navel should touch the floor. Try to look up. Maintain this position for 3 to 5 seconds. Breathe out and come back to resting position. Our next asana is Salvasana. In Salvasana again, take your both the arms back under your thigh. Join your both the legs. I think this angle will be more perfect to watch you people. Just both the arms should be under your thigh, and you have to lift both the legs up. Upper body should be in resting position, and lift your both the legs up. Maintain this position for 3 to 5 seconds. Breathe out and relax. Next is Makarasana. In Makarasana, you just lie down in prone position. Both the arms, cross your both the arms and put in front of your face. Put your chin, feet comfortably apart, and turn your head by the side and relax. This asana we also use for relaxation after the yoga asana we do in prone position. You can relax. Take 2 or 3 long breaths just to relax down. Keep your breath slow and calm. And let's move to the next posture. We can say supine posture asanas. In next asanas, we will perform Setu Bandhasana. In Setu Bandhasana, just lie down in supine position. If you can hold your ankle, it's very good. Otherwise, you can put your palm on the mat. Upper body should be in relaxed position. You have to lift your hip up as much as you can and maintain this position for 3 to 5 seconds. Just breathe out and Setu Bandhasana, just breathe out and lift your hip up, stretch you up. Heel should touch the ground, don't raise your heel. Stretch your hip up, abdomen muscles. Maintain for 3 to 5 seconds. Breathe out and come back to starting position. Now next asana is Ardha Halasana. In Ardha Halasana, if you feel difficulty, you can put your arms under your hip, or simply you can put your both the arms on the mat. In Halasana, lift your both the legs and maintain up to 90 degrees and you have to come back. So let's start. Take comfortable position, starting position, join your both the legs. Slowly breathe in and lift your leg up, maintain up to 90 degrees. You can feel stretch on your back side of your thigh. Maintain this posture for 3 to 5 seconds and breathe out and relax. Next is Savasana. Same posture. In Savasana, the feet comfortably apart, both the palms facing upward. Just lie down, close your eyes and concentrate on your breath. This is very good asana for relaxation, and we used to follow after every asana just to recover ourselves. So lie down and feel relaxed. Okay, now change. Now we'll move towards, we'll practice for Kapalbhati. Again, sit in comfortable position in which you feel comfortable, either in Padmasana or Sukhasana. You can sit. Your both the arms resting on your knee. In Kapalbhati, you have to breathe out forcefully with abdomen strength. You have to breathe out from your nose and use your abdomen strength and try to contract inside while breathing out. We'll go for 20 strokes. We'll take rest and we'll repeat one more set of 20 count. So let's start. Keep your upper back straight, both the arms resting on your knee, and start. Relax. We'll repeat 20 more strokes. Start. Relax. Now relax. Come to comfortable position in which you feel you can sit for longer time. Now time to pranayam. And first pranayam will go for Anulom Vilom pranayam. In Anulom Vilom pranayam, you have to breathe in from the left nostril and you have to breathe out from the right nostril. And alternate breathing, then breathe in from right nostril and breathe out from next nostril. Your left hand should be resting on your knee. Right hand in pranayam mudra, just fold your finger like this. Thumb and finger should be apart and this middle finger should be folded, and thumb should be put on right nostril and finger should be on left nostril. So you can change, alternate switching of the for closing of nostril. So first we will inhale from left nostril and exhale from right nostril. So close your right nostril with your thumb, inhale. Generally we follow the 1:2 ratio. If you are inhaling up to 5 count, you have to exhale up to 10 count. So we'll start with Close your right nostril. Inhale slowly. Now close your left nostril and breathe out from your right nostril. Slowly breathe out and count 5. You have to double the count. Just now inhale from right nostril and just count 5. Close your right nostril and breathe out from left nostril slowly with double duration time. We'll repeat once again. Inhale from left nostril. And close your left nostril and exhale from right nostril. Again inhale from right nostril. Close your right nostril and exhale from left nostril. And relax. Now next pranayam is Bhramari Pranayam. In Bhramari Pranayam, you have to produce the humming sound. Keep your both the arms on your knee. Close your eyes. Keep your upper back straight. And close your eyes and make humming sound just like We'll go for 2 times. Ready? In starting position. Start. Inhale in one more round. And relax. You can do this Bhramari Pranayam by closing your both the ears and finger placing on your eyes, nose. So this was your Bhramari Pranayam. Next, it's time for Sankalp. So I will request everyone to repeat after me for Sankalp. I commit myself to remain in a balanced state of mind all the time. It is in this state that my development reaches its greatest possibility. I commit to do my duties to the self, family, at work, to society, and to the world, for the promotion of peace, health, and harmony. Now we'll end this program with Om chanting. We'll 3 times chant the Om. Again, sit in comfortable position. Your both the arms should be in Gyan Mudra. And start. Inhale. Inhale. Slowly open your eyes. Rub your palm. Place your both the palm on your eyes and relax. So I would like to thank all the people who joined this yoga session. Thank you one and all.